home of coffee. Well, that should appeal to the peloton. And the flag drops and the first attacks start straight away. And this is what we will see the entire week. So many people coming out to support the riders. First attack is Toby Perry of the EF Education Nippo development team, 22-year-old from Great Britain. Joining him in the breakaway is James Fouché, 24-year-old from New Zealand for the Bolton Equities Black Spoke team, and the legend from Rwanda, Jean Bosco Nsengimana. This is his 12th Tour of Rwanda, absolute record holder. He started when he was 18, all the way back in 2013. So fantastic they have him in the race again. And last year he was also in breakaways quite a lot to go for the mountain points. Really battled for the mountain classification, but missed out just in the final stage with all these climbs in and around Kigali when we have so many points for that mountain classification to keep track of. The first climb is already after 20 kilometers, and we see that the breakaway is now down to 2 riders. Toby Perry, the British rider of EF Education Nippo development team, dropped back to the peloton. A little bit of conferring there between James Fouché and Jean Bosco Nsengimana as we start the climb to Kibagaba. And that is a short one, 1.2 kilometers only, but a pretty steep one, 7.3% average. It's a third category climb, meaning there is only 3 points at the top of the climb. But, well, it's the first stage. So the one who picks up these points on the first and the second climb of the day automatically also gets the mountain jersey, which is orange and white here, and absolutely an important goal for the riders from Rwanda. The next climb comes at 45 kilometers from the finish line, but first we have an intermediate sprint. And that sprint in Kabuga village goes to James Fouché. So looks like the 2 riders in the breakaway are dividing the spoils. There's no jersey, by the way, for the intermediate or points classification because they already have 5 jerseys. You have a maximum of 5 jerseys in a pro race. And of course, a yellow jersey for the leader. We have a King of the Mountains jersey. We have a Best Young Rider jersey, Best Rider from Rwanda, and a jersey for the stage winner. So yeah, that makes 5. And there's a whole array of other jerseys handed out on the podium, but you don't get to wear them in the race. That only goes for the 5 that I just mentioned. So James Fouché winning the intermediate sprints. He does get a trip to the podium, but he can't wear the jersey tomorrow. This is the Soudal Quickstep development team with 4 young riders and, well, also still young, but their captain is Ethan Vernon. Just a couple of weeks ago, he was successful for the Soudal Quickstep World Tour team in Mallorca, winning the Trofeo Palma, and he's racing here with Giel Gelders, William Lesser, Pepijn Reinderink. Only one of their riders didn't take the start, Lars Kraps, so only 4 riders for the Soudal Quickstep development team led by former professional Kevin Hulsmans. This is the second climb of the day. It's Ntunga, and James Fouché just lets Nsengimana go for those points, which is a great gesture. His teammates there of the Bolton Equities Black Spoke team are behind him with Christensen, Oram, Logan Curry, and former track cyclist Mark Stewart. A strong team all around with fast riders and also riders for the general classification. But it's the train of Soudal Quickstep at the front of the peloton, followed by Total Energie. Last year, we also had a stage to the town of Ramagana. That was won by Sandy Dujardin of Total Energie, ahead of Axel Laurence and Jonathan Restrepo. And in 2021, we were also here in Ramagana, and that stage was also won in a bunch sprint by Brian Sanchez, the rider from Colombia. A breakaway of 2. They work well together. Like I said, they divided the spoils. So the mountain points for Nsengimana and the intermediate sprint points for James Fouché. We are approaching the local circuit now, the circuit in the coffee town of Ramagana. And like everywhere, the people have really come out to cheer for the riders. The intermediate sprints in the Tour of Rwanda are at the SP gas stations. So basically, all the gas stations that we find on the race's routes also double up as the location for intermediate sprints. Well, it's a nice landmark, so you better just use them. And of course, SP is also the sponsor of that sprint classification. A little bit of bunny hopping action going on there for Total Energie, who are here with Spanish veteran Victor de la Parte, Thomas Bonnet, Fabien Grillier, Emilien Janière and Matteo Verschi. Breakaway, they just have a marginal lead at the moment. And Nzengemana is already glancing over his shoulders and he sees what we just saw. The peloton is approaching 25 kilometers from the finish line. We are on the local circuit. And that is some fast-paced racing, despite the fact we have, as everywhere here in Rwanda, some nice climbing to do. Like I said, 20,000 meters of elevation in this coffee country, because those red berries are, of course, coffee. 20,000 meters of elevation. And a difficult factor as well is that most of these stages are at 1,500, sometimes even higher meters above sea level. So this race, this 8-day stage race, if you finish it, it also doubles up as a altitude camp. Well, we are approaching the final lap, but not before we have an attack from Eric Manizabayo of Team Rwanda. One of the national teams here. And of course, a fan favourite in that absolutely splendid jersey of the national team of Rwanda. James Fouché, well, for him, it's been a long day in the saddle, in the breakaway, and he's just going to sit out that final lap. Eric Manizabayo, he's really trying to stay away from the peloton, but the Soudal Quick-Step development team have everything under control and just cruise by him as we start the final lap of this race from Kigali to Ramagana. Good roads here in this coffee town, and fantastic racing by the youngsters for the Soudal Quick-Step team. First time they have a development team on the road next to a women's team and a World Tour team. The lead out here is done for Janière of the Total Energie team. We also have Bolton Equities Black Spoke in the mix, and it looks like a really nice search there by Total Energie, but they're on the wheel of his teammate with a final lead out by Pepijn Reindring. It's a fantastic turn of speed there from the man from Britain. The 22-year-old Ethan Vernon already has 4 professional wins, including one at World Tour level in Catalonia, and this is number 5. By at least 3 bike lengths. Really fast racing, but by far the fastest man in the race. Ethan Vernon.
I've never ridden with these guys before, so to pull something like this off with a team being the first time, and for some of these guys, first time in the professional race, it's really special, and the boys were really good, and yeah, it was nice to race with them.
He gets a lot of jerseys, including this one for the stage winner, but of course this is the first stage. He gets the yellow jersey as well. Ethan Vernon, Emilien Janière, Henok Mulubrhan, Filippo Fiorelli, Haptap, Jeroen Meijers, Thomas Bonnet and Berezategui of the team from the Basque Country. This is that yellow jersey and yellow roses for Ethan Vernon, and of course the top 8 is the same order of affairs as the stage.